is a typical bryophyte that we study for understanding the alternation of generation. Now, you know what alternation of generation is because we have discussed about it. Next, we are going to see from the point of view of its life cycle, the various stages that it has in its life cycle, that how it is between haploid and diploid, the entire plant life is alternating. Okay. When I say alternation of generation, we have to pay special attention to what part of the plant, what lifespan of the plant is as a sporophyte and what of it is as a gametophyte. So, we are going to see that and understand how alternation of generation takes place, and already we have discussed about it, but a little bit pictorial representation helps in better understanding. So, for that we have it over here. See, let us start with the dominant stage of the plant, that is a gametophyte. That means the dominant stage is haploid. So, the gametophyte is the protonema. Alright, this is the protonema stage which begins from the peristome basically. You see, inside a sporophyte there is meiosis which takes place. Meiosis leads to the formation of spores. The spores germinate and form the peristome, where we have peristome, it would give rise to the spore would germinate. This peristome is present inside the sporophyte. The spore is given, this peristome gives rise to the spore because it is a meiotic part, it is a gametophyte basically, haploid of it is haploid generation, and some part of it becomes the spore. The spore which is haploid, it germinates and gives rise to protonema. Now this protonema is going to grow in size because the gametophyte is the dominant life part of the life cycle. So, this protonema grows, it gives rise to antheridia and archegonia. See, this protonema is going to grow, it is going to differentiate into antheridia and archegonia, which is the male sex organ and the female sex organ respectively. Antheridia is the male sex organ, archegonia happens to be the female sex organ. Now, when I say the female sex organ and the male sex organ, this part is going to give rise to the male and female gametes. That is why they are destined to form the male and female gametes, and hence they are present in the gametophyte. Both of these being haploid, there would be simple mitotic division which would take place and the gametes would be formed. Male gamete and the female gamete. When the gametes are formed in the presence of water, because we are talking about bryophytes which are amphibians of plant kingdom, fertilization would take place. The fertilization takes place in such a manner that the male gamete comes to the female gamete, it gets united, there is formation of a zygote, the zygote grows and forms the embryo. Now, zygote being diploid, the embryo also happens to be diploid and it gives rise to the sporophyte. Now, the sporophyte is dependent upon the gametophyte, that means the sporophyte does not have free living existence, it is going to be present on the gametophyte itself, and this is what is Phaneria. Here we do not have sporophyte which is developed, here the sporophyte has developed and there are leafy appendages, and this is the part of sporophyte which has capsule inside it. Encapsulated part has peristome inside it. This peristome has meiotic cells, they give rise to the spores. So, this is about the Phaneria's life cycle, and you see the alternation of generation, and this is little bit pictorial. Now, let us see if we have to do it in the terms of a flow chart or a line diagram, not line diagram, it is a flow chart only, how this alternation of generation is taking place. You see, the upper part is the gametophytic generation and the lower part is sporophytic generation. Now, let us start with the gametophytic generation, which starts from the haploid spores which on germination give rise to the gametophyte. These gametophytes, whatever gametophyte is being formed, the main dominant plant body, it gets differentiated into the male and female sex organs, antheridium and archegonium, archegonium being the female sex organ, antheridium being the male sex organ, and they give rise to the male and female gametes, male being the antherozoid and female being the egg. Now, this antherozoid and egg, they undergo fertilization. The other term used over here is syngamy. After syngamy, what happens is the diploid generation starts, that is the sporophytic generation starts, and there is formation of zygote. Then we have this zygote developing further, undergoing development and forming the embryo. When this embryo grows further, a dependent sporophyte gametophyte, that is a dependent sporophyte on the gametophyte, develops. It grows a strobilus. Strobilus is precursor to the cones which we have in the pteridophytes. The strobilus is going to have sporophylls, and inside the sporophylls there would be a small sporangium sort of thing. Then there would be spore mother cells, and they would undergo meiosis. You can skip this much part and simply understand it that there is a capsule present in the sporophyte that gives rise to the spores, and those spores are formed as a result of meiosis in the spore mother cells. So this is all about the alternation of generation in Funaria which we have studied, and with this we come to the end of the topic bryophytes.